Hello everyone, and welcome to another Origins of Expressions. Today, we'll be going over the phrases driving me nuts, backseat driver, all roads lead to Rome. What do they all have in common? They're all phrases and idioms around driving. Let's go ahead and get right to work and start this video. Driving. That smooth sailing feeling of being on the open road. The word driving dates back to the 15th century and, of course, has changed as to what driving has included. What was once a working animal in the 1600s, all the way to automobiles in the late 1800s. Drivers have had to develop new skills since the 1600s, with physical, mental, and safety skills being required to drive. This evolution of the skills required to drive automobiles has been accompanied by the introduction of driving laws that relate to not only the driver, but the drivability of a car. With driving so integrated in our history as a way to move quickly from one area to the next, it is no surprise that we have phrases around driving. Let's go ahead and pull into our first driving phrase. Driving me nuts. Driving me nuts means that you are frustrated or annoyed. Ugh, you're driving me nuts. Are you wondering how this phrase started? Well, in the mid to late 1800s, the word nut was slang to mean a person's head. Not long after that, the word nut also acquired the meaning of someone who wasn't acting right in the head. So the phrase started to suggest that you were being bothered so much by someone or something that it was making you go crazy or insane. The word nuts in "you're driving me nuts" is sometimes replaced by the word crazy, bonkers, bananas, insane, or up the wall. However, those phrases are for a different video. The first written record of driving me nuts was in a newspaper, Indiana Daily Times, printed in 1921, and it reads, "He threw up his hands and backed away. They drive me nuts," he groaned. Today, we still use driving me nuts when something is frustrating us to the point of going crazy. An example sentence is, "My phone keeps acting funny and it's starting to drive me nuts. I think it's time to get a new one." Well, while they figure out their phone, let's move over to the next phrase of the video. Backseat driver. Backseat driver means someone who criticizes from the sidelines. This comes from the annoying habit of some people giving unwanted advice to a vehicle driver. It emerged in the United States in the early 20th century as driving cars was becoming more widespread. Before the phrase took on its figurative, unwanted advisor meaning, it has been used as a literal reference to people who drove vehicles from the back seat. Some being called a backseat driver refers to the literal usage, was first seen in the Daily Kennebec Journal in 1914. It reads, "When the New York pitcher Vernon Gomez retires as a smoke baller, he wants to become a smoke eater. Here he gets a tryout as a backseat driver on a hook and ladder truck at St. Petersburg." The figurative and derogatory meaning of backseat driver is unmistakable in this article from Oklahoma City Star in 1914. "He did not see the car till I screamed, and I'm not a backseat driver either, but I knew he did not see it. So it was time to do something." Today, we still use the term backseat driver to express that someone is giving advice, but they are not the ones in control. An example sentence is, "Instead of being a backseat driver, I would rather take full responsibility and lead the project." Looks like they have some work to do. Let's make our way to the last video while they work. All roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Rome means that there are various ways to reach a conclusion, many ways to achieve a goal, and many routes to arrive at a decision. The idea is that there are many methods to accomplish something, all leading to the same results. The phrase "all roads lead to Rome" may be taken from a phrase coined by a French poet in 1175, which means, "A thousand roads lead a man forever toward Rome." Ancient Rome and the Roman Empire is well known for their engineering skills. Many ancient Rome structures and architecture are still intact that used Roman concrete, an early version of our modern concrete. along with many roads which also use the concrete. These roads provide a route for a strong Roman economy and for rapid deployment of the Roman army. The network of roads consists of 29 roads which connect 113 provinces of the empire, with Rome at the center, all installed by Emperor Caesar Augustus. Today, we still see this phrase used, but not as often. We use it to express that there are many actions that can be taken and they will all have the same outcome. An example sentence is, you can solve the puzzle any way you like. All roads lead to Rome. Well, while they solve their puzzle, let's go ahead and move on. Ooh, fun fact. Did you know that each country has different driving laws? Yep, that's right. Each country makes up their own driving rules. Some of them are the same all over because they make sense. But based on the people and issues that can arise in each country, they enact different laws. Some of these laws are very funny. So let's go over a few funny laws from around the world. Costa Rica. In Costa Rica, you can drink an alcoholic beverage while driving, as long as you don't get drunk. Sipping a beer with one hand and navigating the windy and treacherous roads of Costa Rica with the other, totally legal. Germany. Make sure you have enough fuel in your tank to accommodate your inner speed demon on the world-famous Autobahn. If you run out of gas and have to pull over, you're breaking the law. It is illegal to stop unnecessarily on the Autobahn, and running out of fuel is considered unnecessary since it could have been avoided. Sweden. When in Sweden, they're legally required to keep their headlights on 24 hours a day. Yes, even in the month of June, when in certain parts of the country, the sun never sets. And the last one, Cyprus. Don't shake your fist at other drivers, as tempting as it is to flip off or shake your fist at an annoying driver. You better keep both hands on the wheel in Cyprus. Drivers who unnecessarily raise a hand from the steering wheel can face fines. Well, make sure you know the rules of the road if you start traveling. That way, you don't find yourself getting a ticket for something silly. Well, that's the information I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed learning about the origins of our idioms and phrases. I would love to have you subscribe if you did. Whether you hit the red subscribe button below, the button on the screen, or visit my channel to subscribe. All roads lead to Rome. Subscribing is quick and easy, and I would really appreciate it. Oh yeah, quick question before you go. Do you know any idioms or phrases around driving? Maybe you know an idiom or a phrase on an entirely different subject. I would love to see them. Leave them in the comments below. And if I use one of the phrases, I'll give you a shout out. Thank you again for watching and subscribing. I really appreciate your support. Until next time, bye.